Tumultuous era at the Nevada SPCA could be over tonight. After repeated 13 Action News investigations, all 5 remaining board members have stepped down. 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears broke this story today and has more tonight on how the scandal-plagued no-kill shelter alienated a major donor.
Red, the legend continues.
We'd love to have this picture taken.
Darlene Lines worked for a man whose name is part of Nevada history.
Oh, now this was when Cy was real young.
Yeah.
Red was the founder of International Game Technology, or IGT, the largest slot machine manufacturer in the world. He made a lot of money in his life and gave a lot away, too.
Red made his fortune in the gaming industry through slot machines and video poker, but one of his private passions was animals, and that's where a lot of his charitable donations went, much of it to the NSPCA, until they did something that no other charity did.
NSPCA was one of our favorite charities until we stopped getting financials.
Darlene is president of the Red Charitable Foundation, which requires income and expense statements from everyone getting their donations.
And we donate to about 50 charities every year.
All have provided the requested records, including the NSPCA through 2011. After that, all Darlene got from board president Kathy Jung were signed form letters of thanks with handwritten notes, but never the requested records.
I wrote to Kathy when I sent her the check in 2014. We told her, if we don't get the financials, NSPCA is going to be deleted. We can't go on like this. And she never sent them, so they got cut out in 2015.
That cost the NSPCA a donor who gave thousands each year to help the animals.
Do they have something to hide? Is that why they're not giving them to us?
After our investigation highlighted dilapidated conditions and unfulfilled promises of a new shelter, Darlene got suspicious and dug into her records going back to 2011.
The receipt wasn't signed. It didn't have a bank transit number on it.
No one from NSPCA would go on camera to address Darlene's concerns, and when we started asking questions,
something's just not right there.
Darlene got a call from Scott Reber, Kathy Jung's boyfriend, who works for a local car dealership.
And he said he needed some clarification as to a $20,000 check that they received.
She assured him the Red Foundation never donated that much to any charity, but that raises another question. Why was the president's boyfriend making that phone call? In a statement, Jung's attorney called Reber an honorary board member, but he's out now too, as the Humane Network has taken over the NSPCA as trustee and is cooperating with the Attorney General's investigation. That investigation will include examining nearly $40,000 in checks Reber received last year alone, signed only by Jung with no backup invoices.
Oh, and no receipts are provided? Well, then that says it all right there. If she's not turning in receipts, they need to investigate right now.
County Commissioner Michael Naft agrees. He wrote this letter to Attorney General Aaron Ford calling for quick action on the complaint.
I think our nonprofit organizations must be held to the highest of standard. When you're soliciting contributions from people, whether it's a $5 or a $5,000 contribution, that is a very serious thing, and there's responsibility that comes with that.
Internal shelter records show a warning about lack of financial controls going back to 2010, but this complaint says those warnings were not heeded. As a result, 5 board members recently resigned after the other 5 refused to remove Kathy Jung from the organization despite mounting evidence of financial wrongdoing. While dogs waded through sewage, lived in kennels under a leaking roof, suffered through winters with no heat and summers with nothing for air conditioning but swamp coolers, board president Kathy Jung was writing checks to cash for many thousands of dollars with no backup invoices. She spent nearly $150,000 last year alone in debit card charges drawn from the NSPCA's account. She visited Pino's Palette and made what's being called a suspicious number of purchases at stores like Coach, Kate Spade Outlet, Pier 1, Total Wine, and Bath & Body Works. She used the debit card at Lee's Liquor, Swarovski Jewelry, and the Pahrump Winery, paid for valet parking at the Cosmo, and dined on the Shelter's dime at Tommy Bahama, Le Cave, and the Four Seasons. The Humane Network says it will be changing financial protocols and hiring an independent forensic accountant to thoroughly investigate the group's finances.
We need the NSPCA in our community. We need the no-kill shelter. They are so vital to our community. All animal lovers, all of us know that. So I want to make sure that we have the right leadership in place to really run that organization effectively, turn it back around, and make it what it can and should be for our community.
The Humane Network says the shelter has cut ties with Kathy Jung, and it intends to fully cooperate with the Attorney General's investigation into allegations of financial impropriety.